Hey guys, it's Ben the Coin Geek at Old Pueblo Coin in Tucson, Arizona. Thanks so much for being here today. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, leave the comments. Helps the algorithm, helps us find, helps us combat bad content with good content. How about that? In today's video, we're going to actually take a look at what it really looks like to be at a coin shop. For those of you who don't know, lots of times I show stuff and it's interesting and different and cool, but just so you have an idea of what it's really like to work at a shop, we get boxes in that look like this all the time. Now, for some of y'all, that's exactly what you're hoping to see. I haven't really made too much content like this, but every now and again, I think I got to really go through and show people what it's like to work at a coin shop, because it's not all glamour. We get a lot of stuff that comes in just like this. Fascinatingly enough, so these Churchill crowns, they didn't make a ton of these things, but it feels like I've owned every one that they've ever made, honestly. So here's an example of something that's kind of fun. To me, this is an old New Zealander 3-pence from 1943. A little bit of luster, a lot of luster left, probably an AU condition kind of coin. So that's kind of fun. You know, a watch that is dead to the world. Dead to the world. And there, it looks like there's a little pin back in here as well. So this is, you know, we end up having to sort through stuff like this all the time and see if there's anything more interesting or not. You know, you can see here that you've got the watch is not anything, and then you've got it. Anytime you see an earring that's got the post is like a white metal, you know that that's not gold. And then your pin back here also, you know, based on the way that it's made, I'm pretty sure that is also not gold. But I don't have a gold tester in here with me at the moment. I'm just here to dig through stuff and give you an idea of all of the Brazilian notes. By the way, this is kind of wild. I'm going to mention this. I see a ton of notes from Brazil. It may be one of the countries that I see the most of from South America. You know, North America, obviously I get a lot of Mexican notes in here. And we've got, this is a silver coin, 20 grams, 72% pure. 20 grams is actually the net content. So this is about 2/3 of an ounce on those guys. Here is a big metal. Let's see, 1918, 15th of, what is that, June? Here we go. This is not creepy. Okay. Maybe it's a little creepy. This metal I'm not familiar with. 1962 on the back side, it looks like here. That's a wild metal. I'm gonna have to do some research on that bad boy. All right, we get a lot of these Arizona Grand Canyon metals in. We usually sell them in the shop for like $1 or $2. Like I said, we're gonna see a lot of Mexican stuff. I'm gonna sort out, and so you can start just calling out all the Mexican stuff, you know, and then you can start seeing there's like US stuff. So lots of times if I'm sorting coins for a customer when they come in, I'll be throwing, you know, piles of mixed world together, and then the foreign stuff, or the US coins, go in one area. And then as I pull out stuff that might be silver, it'll go in one area. So this NRA 50-foot award, marksman, chance, it's silver, but I think the chances are slim because it would be marked silver. And it is not marked silver. So typically things that are silver will be marked silver, and then you'll see things that are marked silver that are not, but it usually doesn't go the other way around. This is a low percentage shilling, you know, so that would go with my silver pile, you know, a little used mercury dime action here, you know, so I would separate out the US silver coins from the world silver coins. Those would go in two different areas. And I always appreciate even more modern coins. 1986 is feeling really modern for me, and for some of you that's like 20 years before you were born, so it's like, okay, not feeling so modern for you. Always happy to find older coins. Unfortunately, this guy is been mutilated. Someone didn't like George. So these are amongst my favorite coins because 1797, you know, you're talking about something that is contemporary to you know, the early colonial days. Oh, here we got an Age of the Dinosaurs token. What's this from? Probably some, let's see. Ah, Okay, so I thought maybe this would advertise a specific place, but it does not. It's just advertising dinosaurs. More 100 pesos. A Nogales, Arizona token, 1880 to 1980. Kind of fun. Oh, okay, so this is something you guys ask sometimes about things that I keep for myself. Typically, when I get a lead counterfeit, I keep those. So you'll see right away on this that the color is wrong, and this looks like a lead pencil. It's literally lead. 1944S. I should probably just get an album together because Walking Liberty Halves is a coin that I see somewhat frequently, and so that is a coin that I would hold on to for myself. Got some old Roman coins in here, it looks like. Okay, so those are not Roman, that's Indian. We're the Mesopotamians. All right, little Roman bronze action there. Sorry if I get in my head here a little bit. I'm used to that when I'm, going through stuff. Reader's Digest. There you go. That's kind of interesting. Let's see here. I'll start piling stuff back up in the box because otherwise it's going to just be taking up all my desk space. So common world coins all around. And we'll keep sorting out all the common world coins here. Here we've got another NRA award. I like stuff like this. Here we go. This is 1915 Cuba. Too bad it's holy. Lots of holy coins I'll just put on my wall at work, at the shop, at Old Pueblo Coin. We'll stick them to the wall. Just put it like on a nail or something like that. Some tokens in here, but like these are Century Arcades. There's some car wash tokens or something we see very typically. Once again, you'll get just the US coins. This is corroded. This is the type of thing that the people bring in and they think that it's an error coin when it is in fact not an error coin. More US 8KC registered thingamabobs unlimited. El Paso, Texas. Staggs Enterprises Antique Poodle Furnishings. Okay, that's wild. And also something we see a lot of is going to be this stuff that's a lead-based plated reproductions. They come in, they actually say copy on them somewhere right there, and they'd be glued down half the time in these sets that were reproduction sets. A fascinating thing that they actually would say copy, but the copy would almost always be on the side that was glued down. All right, more pennies. Here's another Mercury dime. A couple early Mercs there, a 17 and an 18, but nothing exciting so far. Another little Roman coin. Looks like one of the ladies, like a Julia Mamaea or something like that. And some very interesting dong. And Argentina, kind of interesting. Shell's famous, so there used to be a lot of these tokens that were made when you went to a gas station, and some of them had cars and some of them had people on them. There is Paul Revere for y'all, like I was talking about earlier with the tokens. Here's a Peter Piper pizza. It's the pizza people pick. Also, I do have customers that will collect anything. This is Papua New Guinea, Papau, anything with a insect or bug on it. So that's a cool piece. More pennies, not from heaven. Car wash token, 10 pence from Ireland. God save the Queen. Lots of queen coins, queens and kings and guillotines coming through here. Let me see, this is a little 100th anniversary token. What is this guy? These guys are 1886 to 1986. The celebration of the Statue of Liberty. What's this one? Cinema Star, that's another theater. More Mexico, Mexico. What? Oh, that's a barber quarter, y'all. Not a lot left to it. Not a lot left. It actually To have rust on a barber quarter is pretty unusual. That guy is tough, tough, tough. Tough condition. More pennies, more pesos, pennies to pesos, dollars to donuts. And that's what we do at Old Pueblo Coin. Yeah, a little wheat penny in there, 1946. A lot more Mexico, 1918. Another little wheat penny in there. Now we got the wheat penny section, 1937 on that guy. It looks like there might have been a little baggie that got cut open that had wheat pennies in them because they're all in one little corner of the box here. Canada, this is actually kind of interesting, this Canadian nickel. 1951, this was a circulating commemorative. Just kind of interesting that they had a circulating commemorative. See, Israel, Bahrain, that's a weird mixture here. Look at that. There hasn't been much Middle Eastern stuff. More pennies, more pesos, more Ireland. Lots of Ireland. More pennies. And I like, this is aluminum and octagonal and dang nabbit. All right. Laos? Burma? Burma. I think that's Burmese. You could almost hear like the wheels cranking in my skull right there, trying to remember what I was looking at when I saw that. We see a ton of these. These are, you know, these things that are supposed to look like an ancient coin, but they don't, but they're everywhere. I find those wild. Mexico, Great Britain. And that's kind of how we roll here sometimes. I mean, so it's not always glamorous. It is still interesting. I do enjoy going through the old boxes of stuff to see like what type of treasure may be out there. And here is, oh, see, that's cool. I like that. Might end up on the wall. It's an old Mexican piece, 1902 or 1903, that's been turned into a button. And that actually I can press right into the drywall and it'll stay there. That's actually a little silver piece. This one is not silver, also Mexico. And I think that's pretty much all she wrote. I'm flicking a few more things out of the corners here to see. Yeah, so that is the glamorous, glorious days of working at a coin shop, guys. Thanks so much for being here. I'm Ben the Coin Geek. You can subscribe by clicking on the owl button in the corner and watch more videos on the right side of the screen. Thanks.